Good morning. Thanks so much for having me. Again, my name is Raynell Moore. I am the Community Relationship Manager for ProKids, but I'm also a CASA volunteer with ProKids, and I work directly with children who are in foster care. So my first case was with a little girl named Dee. Dee had the biggest smile, the prettiest smile ever, and Dee's smile could light up a room. Dee was abused by her mom. One Saturday morning, Dee earned a little money babysitting. A little cousin earned about $15. Later that day, her mom wanted that money so that she could go out and spend it at the bar. Dee, being a little rebellious teenager, refused to give mom her money. They argued, and mom began to beat Dee. She hit, she punched, she bit, she scratched, and finally she started beating her with a hot iron. This happened all while Dee's little sister sat hiding in a corner, afraid, and just waiting for it all to stop. Dee had to be admitted to Children's Hospital, the emergency room later that day, and that evening, Dee and her little sister joined the over 3,000 other children in Hamilton counties whose families or parents failed them to such a degree that a government agency like Hamilton County Job and Family Services or Hamilton County Juvenile Court had to step in. ProKids, we recruit, train, and support CASA volunteers or court-appointed special advocates. And similar to Claremont County CASA, we are part of a national program. However, we are separate from any other program, and they're usually by county. And our vision is a safe, permanent, nurturing home for every child. But I knew as my role as the CASA volunteer for Dee and her little sister was to get them both to a safe place as soon as possible in a way that will allow them to continue to thrive. Last year, nearly 3,000 abused and neglected children were in Hamilton County's child protection system. And the majority of those children are in foster care, and foster care research shows us that kids are 30% more likely to be abused than or neglected than others. The average foster child changes homes about 2 times a year. And nearly half of youth who age out of foster care are they're in unstable housing. In addition, 17 and 18-year-olds in foster care read at only a 7th grade level. So our children are assigned to ProKids by the court, completely dependent upon the day their case come into court. So the more CASA managers we have, like Erin, she just left, but Erin Holden, and the more CASA volunteers we have, the more children we can serve. CASA volunteers are trained by ProKids, and then again, they're appointed by Hamilton County to make sure that the child's best interest is being met. CASA volunteers are the heart and soul of ProKids. And by mobilizing our community, ProKids have found a way to advocate for these children. Last year, 267 CASA volunteers, like Margaret Joyce and Henry Potts, advocated for 887 abused and neglected children, ensuring that 99% of our children were free from abuse and neglect, that 89% of them were stable, meaning they weren't moving so often, and ensuring that 89% of the ProKids youth aging out had a safe place to live. In addition, 97% of our children received appropriate educational placement or achieved developmental milestones. And CASA volunteers speak up for children and make sure they get the resources they need to be successful in school, as well as being placed in homes that will allow them to thrive. But remember, I did mention that there were over 3,000 children in in the foster care system. So what happens to the over 2,100 children that ProKids can't serve? They become another case or statistic in an overburdened system. We need more resources to recruit and train more CASA volunteers like Margaret and Henry so that we can reach more waiting children. To help with this, I've got some things on your table today. So we have these beautiful custom gift boxes with a certificate of donation. Feel free to grab one, open it up so you can see what it looks like. With certificate of donation and highlighting the incredible advocacy of our CASA volunteers, kind of tucked inside there. Take them back to your office, share them with your colleagues, and let us know if you'd like to get more. The messages can be customized for either the organization with their logo or name or the individual realtors' names to be shared with clients. And it's a way to share the wonderful feeling of giving while showing your support for Hamilton County's abused and neglected children. In addition, on your table there is a ProKids breakfast invite. We also have a superhero run for kids, and that is June 15th, where you can dress up or you don't have to. But there's also additional information about how you can learn more about ProKids and just some statistics. Please take those and share. And in addition, of course, you can visit prokids.org if you'd like